Most people think drinking water is just about quenching thirst. But what if I told you that when and how you drink water might matter more than how much you drink, especially for your blood vessels? I'm Dr. Eleanor Hayes, an internal medicine physician, and after 20 years of treating patients just like you, I've learned that some of the simplest daily habits have the biggest impact on long term health. And water, something we all take for granted, is one of them. Here's the truth: your blood is mostly water. When you're even mildly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker. Thicker blood means your heart has to work harder to pump it through your vessels. Over time, this can affect blood pressure, circulation, and even your risk for certain cardiovascular issues. I want to introduce a simple idea that we'll come back to throughout this video. I call it the viscosity window. Think of your blood like a river. When the river has plenty of water, it flows smoothly. When the water level drops, the same river becomes sluggish, and debris is more likely to settle. Your blood vessels work the same way. Certain times of day and certain habits create windows where your blood is naturally thicker or thinner. Understanding these windows can help you protect your blood vessels for decades to come. Stay with me, the points ahead build on each other, and the last one surprises most of my patients. Point 1: the morning window. Here's something most people never think about. When you wake up, you've likely gone 6, 7, even 8 hours without water. Your body has been quietly losing fluid through breathing and sweat all night. Many people believe this doesn't matter much. After all, you were just sleeping, not exercising. But research suggests that mild overnight dehydration can temporarily increase blood viscosity, meaning your blood is slightly thicker first thing in the morning. In my practice, I often explain it like this: imagine pouring honey straight from the fridge versus honey that's been sitting on the counter. Cold honey is thick and slow. Warm honey flows easily. Your blood behaves somewhat similarly when it's concentrated versus well hydrated. For someone over 50, this morning window matters more because blood vessels naturally lose some elasticity with age. A simple glass of water in the morning may support smoother circulation as your body wakes up, gently easing your cardiovascular system into the day rather than starting it off thick and sluggish. Point 2: the myth of more is always better. Here's a pattern interrupt, because most wellness content tells you to drink as much water as possible, as often as possible, but that's not quite right either. Many people believe that chugging large amounts of water all at once is the healthiest approach. It feels productive, like you're flushing your system. But your kidneys can only process a certain amount of fluid at a time. Drinking very large amounts in a short period doesn't make your blood instantly healthier. It just means your body has to work to balance things out quickly, and most of that water passes through without being fully absorbed where it's needed. Think of a sponge. If you pour a cup of water on a dry sponge slowly, it absorbs evenly. If you dump the whole cup at once, much of it just runs off the sides. For blood vessel health, steady, spaced out hydration throughout the day appears to support more consistent blood viscosity, keeping you in a healthier part of that viscosity window for longer, rather than swinging between very thick and very diluted. Point 3: water and blood pressure, the surprising connection. Here's something that surprises most of my patients. Dehydration doesn't just thicken blood, it can also cause your blood vessels to constrict. The common belief is that blood pressure is mostly about salt, stress, or genetics. Those all matter, of course, but hydration plays a quiet, supporting role that often gets overlooked. When your body senses lower fluid levels, it releases hormones that signal blood vessels to narrow slightly, helping maintain blood pressure with less fluid in the system. This is a normal, protective response. But if this happens repeatedly, day after day, due to chronic mild dehydration, it may contribute to your blood vessels working harder than they need to. Picture a garden hose. If you pinch the end slightly, water still comes out, but with more pressure behind it. Your blood vessels can act similarly when fluid volume is low. For adults over 50, many of whom are already managing blood pressure, staying consistently hydrated may be one small piece that supports healthier vessel function alongside everything else your doctor already recommends. Point 4: the thirst lag most people don't know about. Here's where things get interesting. And this is the part most doctors simply don't have time to explain in a short visit. Many people assume that thirst is an early warning system, that if you're not thirsty, you're fine. But here's the catch. As we age, our thirst signal becomes less sensitive. Research suggests older adults often don't feel thirsty until they're already mildly dehydrated. Your body's low water alarm starts ringing later than it used to. I like to compare it to a smoke detector with an older battery. It still works, but it goes off a little later than it should. This means that for someone over 50, waiting until you feel thirsty may not be the best signal for blood vessel health. Instead, building small hydration habits into your routine, like a glass with each meal, can help you stay ahead of that delayed thirst signal, keeping your blood flowing smoothly throughout the day. Point 5. Hydration and your vessel lining. This next point connects directly to something called the endothelium, the thin inner lining of your blood vessels. Don't worry, this isn't complicated. Think of the endothelium as the smooth, slippery inner coating of a pipe. When it's healthy, blood flows easily. When it's irritated or under stress, it can become less flexible over time. Many people don't realize that hydration status may influence how this lining functions. Some studies suggest that proper hydration supports healthy blood flow patterns, which in turn may support the health of this vessel lining over the long term. This doesn't mean water is a cure or a treatment. It's simply one of many factors, alongside diet, movement, and not smoking, that together support healthy circulation as we age. For someone over 50, this is encouraging news. It means that something as simple and accessible as a glass of water, done consistently, is part of a larger picture of vessel health that you have real influence over. Point 6. Evening hydration, yes or no? Here's a question I get often. Dr. Hayes, should I avoid drinking water in the evening so I don't wake up to use the bathroom? It's a fair concern, but here's the balance most people miss. If you stop drinking water too early in the evening, you may be recreating that morning window problem, starting the night already mildly dehydrated, which continues into the next morning. The real life solution many of my patients find helpful is spacing hydration earlier in the day, drinking more water in the morning and afternoon, and tapering off in the last hour or two before bed. This way, you support steady hydration without disrupting sleep. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't want to flood it right before turning off the lights, but you also don't want it sitting dry all night. Point 7. The surprising insight: water temperature and vessel response. Here's the insight I've been saving, because it's the one that surprises almost everyone. Many people assume all water affects the body the same way, regardless of temperature. But some research suggests that very cold water may cause a brief, temporary constriction of blood vessels near the digestive tract, as the body works to warm the water to body temperature, while room temperature or warm water may be absorbed slightly more comfortably for some people. To be clear, this is a subtle effect, not a dramatic one, and cold water is still hydrating and beneficial. But for some of my patients, especially those with sensitive digestion or circulation concerns, switching to room temperature water, particularly first thing in the morning, has felt more comfortable. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Small adjustments, tailored to how your body responds, can make a meaningful difference over time. Bringing it all together. So let's return to our framework, the viscosity window. Throughout the day, your blood naturally shifts between being more concentrated and more diluted, based on how and when you hydrate. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. A glass of water in the morning, steady sips throughout the day, tapering in the evening. These small choices, repeated daily, support your blood vessels in flowing smoothly, which matters more and more as we get older. Before you go, here are a few smart questions you might consider asking your own doctor. First, based on my health history, is there an ideal hydration routine for me? Second, could my current medications affect my hydration needs? Third, are there any signs of dehydration I should watch for, given my age and health conditions? These conversations can help you build a hydration routine that fits your body, not a one-size-fits-all approach. If this helped you, please subscribe. Every week, I share research-backed health insights you won't find in a 10-minute doctor's visit. Aging well isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about understanding your body a little better each day and making small, steady choices that add up over time. You're already doing that just by being here. This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace advice from your personal physician.